It's a good AGam in Kansas morning. Good morning. Let's take a look and see what's coming up today. First, a K-State veterinary anatomic pathologist reports on his work in stem cell research. Next, John Hinners with the U.S. Meat Export Federation discusses their mission to put U.S. red meat on the world's table. And then we'll meet Janelle Yancey, a meat scientist who shares knowledge of the food industry on social media. And then learn about a Nebraska feed yard that sees quality cattle as their niche. We'll end with Crystal Cowan with the Bureau of Land Management. Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Well, my name is Dr. Charan Ganta. I'm a veterinary anatomic pathologist here at Kansas State Veterinary Diagnostic Lab. And besides that, I have a passion in stem cell research. And we work with several animal models of disease. One is chronic kidney disease, is one of my another area. And also I work with cancer research as well. See how stem cells can cure cancer. So one of the biggest thing I'm really passionate about as a veterinarian is I really want to contribute to the animal world. So there are studies that were done in humans quite a bit, but I'm translating the other way around, where I'm bringing the studies that were done in humans into animal world. So I want to contribute to the veterinary field and provide the latest treatment options to animals in the areas, and I believe stem cells has that ability to cure diseases which are very hard to even think about it or imagine. And at this point right now we are working on chronic kidney disease, and we are actively recruiting patients to treat chronic kidney disease. And I'm also collaborating with an oncologist here at K-State with whom we are working on, actually we are going to work on treating lymphomas in dogs. Again, ultimately, whatever the outcome is going to be, we are going to translate into human world or human medicine. However, I'm very much excited to do this in the animals here. So in the last 3 years, one of my work that we published was on cancer research. So basically, this was absolutely done on laboratory animals. And we used rats as an animal model, and we kind of created an animal model of breast cancer. So we injected tumor cells into the rat mammary fat pad, and then we created mammary tumors. So basically, that kind of mimicking the human mammary carcinoma. And then after the stem cell tumor cells were injected, we waited for 10 days, and then we injected stem cells that are derived from the umbilical cord of a rat. So it's basically we are injecting rat stem cells into the rat, so that way we can prevent any kind of rejection. And then after 35 days, what we noticed was once we inject the stem cells, the tumor was completely decreased in size. It's almost like non-detectable. As compared to ones that are controls where we not inject stem cells, the tumors kind of grew up to like 2 centimeters or almost close to an inch, and then we end up sacrificing these rats. So this kind of really tells us that definitely there are some anti-tumor properties to these stem cells. So which is something we have shown so far in rats, and there are several other people who have done similar studies and showed great promise. And they showed that, in fact, the stem cells have the anti-tumor properties. Right now, we're trying to translate this thing into animals. So we're trying to work on a lymphoma model in dogs. I think the studies right now are ongoing in vitro right now. We're trying to see if really the stem cells can decrease the tumor cell proliferation. So, which is ongoing right now.
Buying a car shouldn't be this hard. And at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, it isn't. It's actually awesome. Whether you want a new or used car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. Even if you want to custom order a new car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. See Toby's team at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're awesome.
When your living depends on agriculture, you can depend on KFRM 550 AM. If you're in the southwest three-fourths of Kansas or the northern half of Oklahoma, catch us at 550 AM on the radio dial. But if that isn't you, listen on your cell phone at TuneIn Radio or on your computer at KFRM.com. We promise to keep you informed, entertained, and company as you go through your day. KFRM 550 AM, the voice of the plains. We would like to join your management team.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
Well, the U.S. Meat Export Federation is a nonprofit organization headquartered in Denver, Colorado, with offices around the world. Our main mission is to put U.S. red meat on the world's table. We've invested or leveraged Kansas Soybean Commission checkoff dollars in beef and pork promotions in Tokyo, Japan. You might say, well, why would we invest the checkoff dollars in meat promotions? Well, as you well know, the soybean industry, the meat industry, for example, is a component of the soybean industry. It's all interrelated. We export well over 80 million bushels of soybeans through value-added red meat exports each and every year. So it's a win-win for the livestock industry and the soybean industry as we can team up and work together in promoting meat in Japan. One of the main facets that we have in Japan is it is a premium market for U.S. pork. Well over $60 this past year could be attributed to each and every hog, just due to the export market alone. And when you look at the cattle industry, well over $300 of value of that beef animal could be attributed to the export market. So as you can see, by being able to export beef in over 121 different countries last year and pork in 105 countries, it is a win-win for U.S. agriculture. Well, we know, for example, in Japan, that competition is fierce for the retail meat case. At any given time, there could be over 27 different countries vying for shelf space. When we can provide U.S. meat at that shelf space, it's going to ultimately put dollars in the pockets of soybean producers and hog producers, as well as cattlemen and corn producers as well. So that market has been very important to the United States. We sold nearly $2 billion worth of pork into Japan just this past year, and it's been the #1 beef market for the United States beef industry as well. So export markets are critical to beef producers and pork producers. Over 13% of our beef production is sent to the export markets for consumption, and 1 out of 4, or about 25%, of our hog production is being exported each and every year. The ultimate goal would be able to sell products throughout the world and have meaningful access into those markets. If we can sell a product that could garnish a premium in certain markets as opposed to maybe some of the items that we don't traditionally eat as much here are welcomed in other cultures or markets, it's a win-win, because if we could sell that product higher in a market, as opposed to keeping it here, there's going to be more profitability for the livestock industry here in the United States. Kansas soybean, for example, when we leverage their dollars, we're going to take a Kansas soybean checkoff dollar, and we're going to leverage that with maybe USDA funding and then a third-party contribution. So we're going to take that Kansas soybean dollar and ultimately turn it into about $3 for the soybean producer and the livestock industry, just by leveraging it in the marketplace.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
I'm Annette from Jackson's. Our annual gigantic sale will be this Saturday, where every plant in the greenhouse and in our nursery, from annual to perennial, shrub, tree, or water plant will be half price. Don't miss our biggest sale of the year.
WIBW Jackson's Greenhouse Garden Club members can shop Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when they present their membership card. They'll receive the 50% sale prices.
Jackson's Greenhouse has what you need today.
Support Kansas agriculture education with an AgriTag. AgriTags are available anytime at your county treasurer. They look great on cars and trucks. For more information, go online to ksagclassroom.org.
This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
My name is Janelle Yancey, and I'm a blogger at momatthemeatcounter.blogspot.com. I'm a meat scientist and a mom who uses social media to share with other moms and consumers about meat science and the food industry and animal agriculture. And I'm here today to visit with these folks about engaging with consumers in social media in a real way. Not everybody can have a blog, but everybody can have a presence on social media. And the big thing I would tell folks is just to get out and do that. You know, there's really not anything wrong on social media. And another big piece of advice that I like to give folks is to find a network of people to learn from and to help you out in times of crisis. You know, one-on-one consumers, they want to know that decisions in the food industry are backed in science, that those decisions are made in science, but they don't necessarily want to have to understand all the science themselves. So in that, they want to trust the scientists that are making those decisions. They want to understand that these companies and this industry is made up of folks like me that are just moms and also meat scientists who care about what they're doing. And that's what I try to share, is that the food industry is made up of people that care about what they're doing to produce a safe and wholesome product, because we eat it too, we consume it too, and we have kids and we have hopes and dreams and worries just like everybody else.
Hey, I'm Clark Victory. I grew up right here on this little ranch near Chelsea, Oklahoma. Roped and ranched all my life, and a few years ago I had an injury that created what they call a frozen shoulder in layman's terms. It got to the point that I couldn't reach, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't do anything. After speaking with the surgeon in Tulsa, he finally told me that he could make my shoulder better if he did surgery, but he absolutely couldn't fix it. I decided that, you know, maybe I better listen to my friend John, and I called Kansas Regenerative Medical Center. I talked to Patrick Farley and was just excited about the whole aspect of going up there and having the opportunity to focus on getting better. The next morning at 8:30, went into the clinic, did the stem cell replacement. By 12:30, my wife and I had lunch and was driving back to Chelsea. I feel better. We work around here. Some days we work pretty hard around here, and like any older guy does, I get pretty sore, pretty tired, but my right shoulder doesn't get sore. It's like a baby's arm.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help? How can we help?
Tallgrass Commodities offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about Tallgrass Commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Chapel Feedlot has expanded from 2,500 to 7,500 head since current owners bought the yard in 1992.
This is probably as large as we want to get. We like to be small enough to provide personal attention both in data and helping with ranchers' breeding programs. And we also have some investor customers and buy a few cattle of our own. So we've got a nice mix, but our focus is on retained ownership.
Williams sees quality cattle as their niche. They start with good ones and then try to market them to enhance their value.
After a while, I think our feed yard has developed a reputation for getting data for people, and the way we market with ultrasound sort and gridding pays well, and people can rely on getting their data. And most of our customers, that's one reason they're here, is carcass data.
His customers can use that information to help make improvements each year.
My reward is just seeing the cattle perform well and get them marketing well, and when we get checks back on our grid programs and they come back and they do what they're supposed to do and we've done our job, and the producer ends up with a fair amount more money than just selling on the live market.
The feeder says the beef market is adding pressure to provide a consistent, desirable product.
And with high-priced beef now and other proteins cheaper than beef, we have a challenge. And but on the flip side, we are making more quality beef across the industry. I know our CAB rates have gone up over the years, most years, and it's in demand.
The proof? Even though the beef community is producing more certified Angus beef brand and choice than ever, the price spread between it and lower grade select beef remains wide. I'm Jenna McCrell.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information. Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.
Hey folks, Dr. Dan from Doc Talk. If you miss us on Monday morning, you can join us at 6:30 a.m. every Sunday morning on RFD TV. Doc Talk has a national following. We're sure glad that you joined us on Mondays, but if you miss us and you want to catch us out on a Sunday morning, get up at 6:30 a.m. and we'll be right there, RFD TV, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll see you down the road.
Healthy cows start with the new hired hand automatic livestock sprayer. Rancher invented to provide an efficient alternative to pour-on and injectable parasite management systems. The portable design allows cattle to treat themselves head to hoof. Strategic device placement with pass-through activation technology takes the stress out of parasite treatment for cattle and the rancher, leaving more time to tend to other vital tasks on the farm. To learn more, visit cowsprayer.com. The new hired hand makes healthy cows easy.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
My name is Crystal Cowan. I work with the Bureau of Land Management. We're at a wild horse and burro adoption right now in Tonganoxie, Kansas. The reason we have these adoptions with these wild horses is they roam on our public lands out west, and there's just too many of them for the land to support. So we gather off a certain number each year and offer them up to the public for adoption. If we didn't do anything about the numbers, they would double in numbers every 4 years. So we do give contraceptives, and we do gathers as well. So we encourage the public to come out and adopt these horses and take them home and gentle them and train them and make them into whatever they want to be. If it's a companion animal or a donkey or a burro for their cattle or livestock, or train the animal for endurance riding or trail riding. Or another thing folks do with them is ranch work. They make really good ranch horses. We've got some ranchers that adopt these, and they come and pick out their good ranch horse, and they use them for ranch work for a few years, and then by that time they've received title and they're no longer property of the federal government, and they sell them and get a new one and start that one. We cover Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, and New Mexico, and we have an adoption event somewhere throughout our 4-state area once a month. Another thing that we help out with are the Extreme Mustang Makeover events. We usually have the pickups in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma for our events that are held in Fort Worth. This year it was in Decatur, Texas. We also ship animals to other pickup locations or help out with other Extreme Mustang Makeover events, and it's really neat to see what the trainers can do with those horses in just 120 days. My personal favorite is the youth, especially whenever the youth have a summer to work with the horse, and just see that bond between the youth and the yearling or the young horse is really remarkable. So whenever they're gathered out west, we prep them. So we first take them to a facility, we give them vaccinations, we pull blood for Coggins, we worm them, and then we brand them. You can see the freeze mark on the left side of their neck. It's angle symbols. We can decode it and read it. And it's kind of like that horse's social security number in a way. The first 2 symbols are the year of birth, and then the facility that prepped it, and then the last 4. So that makes the brand you see on the left side of their necks. So in Kansas we have a couple of events coming up, and then one all year round. So we have a Wild Horse and Burro Expo and Show. This will be our 22nd one to have, and it's going to be in Salina, Kansas this year. They're at the Saline County Fairgrounds, October 14th and 15th, and we'll have a show, a trainer doing gymling demonstrations, games on horseback on Friday night, a lot of prizes for the adopters, and it's free for any freeze-branded horse. So it will be a lot of fun. If folks want to adopt any other time of the year, Hutchinson Correctional Facility is a short-term corral, and they keep around 350 wild horses there throughout the year. Folks can make an appointment and call and go in and Monday through Friday and adopt. They can also get on the waiting list to adopt a trained horse for the same $125 adoption fee. The requirements to adopt: you must be at least 18 years of age and have no prior convictions of animal abuse, and then have a proper corral to put the animal in. These horses are wild, so the minimum requirement for an adult horse is 6-foot tall fences with access to shelter and food and water, with a minimum of 20 by 20, like 400 square feet. So that's not very big, and once that animal is gentled and the adopter can provide medical care and lead the animal, then they can put them in whatever pasture they feel comfortable. It's 5 foot for yearlings and then 4.5 for burros. All of the animals up for adoption have negative Coggins and are all updated on all vaccination and dewormings. When the adopter adopts, they'll receive a health sheet, and it shows where the animal's from, if it was gelded, what date, if it needs gelding, and then vaccination dewormings on the bottom, and then a negative Coggins is stapled to the back. They receive an application for title 12 months later. They will then have a farrier, trainer, veterinarian, someone knowledgeable about horses sign off on it saying they've seen the animal in good care, and then mail it in to us, and we'll mail them a title. And that means that the animal is considered private property. It'll have the adopter's information as well as the horse's information. And then they've completed their adoption requirements.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.